Welcome to Vsb News Online for Monday, May the 4th. I'm Charles Webb. Promising young Bermuda national under-20 squad member Alonzo Parsons suddenly passed away while playing football in Boston. 18-year-old Parsons was also a member of the BFA Premier Division team, Devonshire Cougars. The cause of death is unknown. Upon being advised of his passing, the Bermuda Football Association released the following statement. The Bermuda Football Association is shocked and saddened to hear of the news of the passing of Alonzo Parsons. Parsons was passionate about the game of football and had a bright future ahead of him. We offer his family and friends our deepest condolences at this time. Exaggerated reports of the current state of the weather in the Atlantic and its possible effect on Bermuda have been quickly countered by the Bermuda Weather Service, where Director Kimberly Zhu supplied Vsb News with the official and reliable forecast for the week ahead.
At the moment, there's currently a very low probability, 30% of a low pressure forming in a general area in the western Atlantic. And this is a formation that might show signs of subtropical development. So there's a couple of ingredients in here that the public might be slightly confused about. First of all, that's within a 5-day forecast, and it's only a probability forecast. And the formation is going to be located halfway between Bermuda and Bahamas of the low. And then, of course, there's an even lower probability that it could show signs of subtropical development, and even lesser, there's no indication of tropical development.
And the direction it would go if it didn't pick up?
Yeah, the models are actually all indicating a curve towards the U.S. East Coast, which is away from Bermuda, because we actually have a high-pressure ridge over Bermuda protecting us through most of the week. And you could see this reflected in our 5-day forecast. And we've got quite light winds for Friday locally. And I just want to remind everyone as well, because there might be some people who are confused as to what we're talking about with subtropical definition. So a reminder that a subtropical cyclone is a hybrid of a winter low, and it might show some signs of tropical characteristics. And they behave differently from winter lows and differently from tropical systems. So they're a bit of a beast unto its own. But the message from this is, at the moment, this is not our low, regardless of whether it shows signs of subtropical development or not. The models are pushing it more towards sort of the Georgia or Carolina coastline. And so this is not to say, though, that Bermuda is totally in the clear for early season development. We have, in the past, had developments as early as April. So I don't want the public to think that it's time to, let your guard down. But it's a reminder that there could be formations in the area. And but the Bermuda Weather Service, as the national and official source of Bermuda's weather, will always keep you informed as to whether these developments are going to affect us locally or not.
Complication rates for diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and other ailments will occupy the attention of the health professionals during a symposium this Saturday at the Bermuda Underwater Exploration Institute. Dr. Gilbert Welch of the Dartmouth Institute of Health Policy and Dr. Michael Lefebvre, immediate past chair of the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force, are the key speakers. Bermuda's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Cheryl Peak Ball, and Dr. Michael Whiteacam, Chief of Staff at the Bermuda Hospitals Board, highlight the importance of the symposium.
The goal is actually to elevate the level of, I would say, cooperation and standardization, as well as evidence base of all of our practices, so that it is really a higher goal than the typical just getting continuing education. I think we're all trying to make sure that the tests that we order, that the assessments that we do, that the care that we give is really based in good science and is what is appropriate and what is necessary and what's going to give us the best outcomes. And so in this instance, it is the goal is a bit loftier, I think, to unify all of us around practicing evidence-based medicine.
Bermuda has a very high burden of what we call non-communicable chronic diseases, the ones that we mentioned earlier, diabetes, heart disease, and so forth. And unfortunately, the state of health is not very good. I have great hope that through educating the public and better management through our primary care physicians in Bermuda, that we can start to bend that curve to better health. Because as Beverly Howell reminds us all the time, your health is your wealth. So that's the best asset that you can have, is your own personal health.
The West End had to deal with an industrial accident and a stabbing over the weekend. These incidents sent 2 men to the hospital where they are believed to be recovering on public wards. Chris Lodge has details on both incidents.
The fire service responded to the incident from the Port Royal station with 4 personnel together with an ambulance. When they got there, they found a 63-year-old man had sustained a back injury as a result of the accident. The injured man was immediately assessed and treated on scene by EMTs and hospital personnel. The patient was transported to King Edward Hospital via ambulance for further medical attention. The severity of his injuries not known. That incident under investigation. Meantime, the 19-year-old who was stabbed outside Woodies in Sands Saturday night, now recovering on a general ward at the hospital. His injury is not considered to be life-threatening. Police say inquiries into that incident are ongoing. Detectives continuing to appeal for any witnesses to contact the Criminal Investigation Department on the main police telephone number 295-0011. I'm Chris Lodge, Vsb News.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
Following complaints to the Speaker of the House from members of the Public Accounts Committee that they had been barred by the Premier from using the Senate chamber for both public and private meetings, the man himself has invited the PAC to get in line. Premier Michael Dunkley attempted to explain what the fuss was all about.
The chamber is a busy place. The Cabinet office here is a busy place. And as I mentioned to the Speaker wrote me a letter, and we've replied back now. I also had a conversation with the Speaker about it, is I don't allocate how the Cabinet office time is spent and what meetings are taking place. But if the rooms are organized in advance, then PAC can meet there. But there are plenty of meetings that go on in all different areas of the Cabinet office. And it's unfortunate that we can't always meet the needs of the PAC as they go forward. But if they plan in advance, certainly I'm sure the Cabinet Secretary will make sure that it gets on the schedule and stays on the schedule. Previously, just the rooms are booked already, so there was a challenge in accommodating them there.
The suggestion is left that you're doing it because the PAC has been vindictive. I'm sure that's not the case.
That's not the way I roll. I think people who know me know that that's not the way I do business. Clearly, we are limited in the Cabinet office on where we can conduct meetings. I always look forward to having people in the Cabinet office. I work a very busy schedule. My day is a chock-a-block, and if I have a couple of people, I can meet in the Premier's office. But once you get more than that, you've got to go upstairs, and the Senate chamber is the place.
And it could be almost any minute sometimes.
Well, not almost any minute. If it's any minute, you try to fit them in where you can. But if the room is booked, I don't cancel meetings to fit myself in there. That room's booked. They stay there. The challenge before with the PAC was that the schedule was booked and we couldn't fit them on. I've had a conversation with the Speaker, gave him my commitment that the Cabinet Secretary, if there's enough time given in advance, happy to have him meet in the Senate chambers.
The Mayor of the City of Hamilton, Graham Outerbridge, and Bermuda's lone 2012 London Paralympic athlete Jessica Lewis today unveiled a reminder of the torch that lit the Paralympic Stadium. Earl Baisden has the story.
The pedal is a souvenir given by the London Organising Committee of the Olympic and Paralympic Games Limited. Mayor Otterbridge details the pedal and its surroundings.
One of 164 petals were in the sculpture at the Olympics, representing the countries of the world that made up the Paralympic cauldron in the London 2012 Paralympics Games. The wood for the plinth is mahogany and ebony, donated by the Corporation of Hamilton from city trees felled by storms. The plinth was made by inmates of the carpentry program of the Bermuda government's Department of Corrections. We are fortunate and thankful to have Bermuda's Paralympian Jessica Lewis here with us today to help with the unveiling. Thank you, Jessica.
Lewis said competing in London was an amazing experience.
I have never felt more proud than when I was racing in front of those 80,000 people on the world stage wearing Bermuda on my back. Qualifying for London was no easy task due to severe back pain that I had leading up to it. But with my determination and encouragement from my coach Ken Tom, my family, and my friends, I qualified and competed. I continue to live by my motto, desire, dream, vision. And as long as you have all those and put in a lot of hard work, you can turn your dreams into a reality. Thank you.
I'm Earl Baisden reporting for VSB News.
The new spirit that is driving Bermuda's corrections team was much in evidence this morning when Premier Michael Dunkley, as Minister of National Security, and Commissioner of Corrections Colonel Edward Lamb launched the second annual Corrections Week on the grounds of the Cabinet.
I've been heartened in my time as Minister of National Security to see the progress that we have made. Currently now, we have less people incarcerated than we perhaps have had in many, many, many years. And I think that stems down to a number of facts. One is we're doing some things right. And two is that you are dedicated to your cause in doing what you have to do. And we see that with recidivism rates at lowest levels for a long time. So I thank you for the work you do. I look forward to celebrating this week with you as you reach out in the community to bring recognition to the challenges you face, to bring some recognition to the success we've had, and to continue to get the community support as we move forward.
The aim of Corrections Week is rightly that we should celebrate all that we are and all that we do in corrections. It is also an opportunity for us to give kudos and compliments and commendation to those men and women who serve within our ranks, to showcase and recognize all that we do for our community, for the betterment and benefit of those in the wider community. Oftentimes, the public doesn't understand or even know what it is we do within our ranks. Don't know what goes on behind the walls of corrections. But this week allows us the opportunity to showcase what we do, to honor those men and women who every day get up to serve this country. Because we believe in service. We believe in our mission. We believe in who we are. We believe in what it is we're called to do. So this week we are going to pause and take some time to recognize those honorable, those dedicated, those diligent, those capable men and women who make up the ranks of corrections.
In his continued efforts to make Government House and all it stands for a part of the Bermuda community, Governor George Ferguson has invited ordinary members of the public to apply for invitations to attend the annual Queen's Birthday Party on Friday, June the 12th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The successful applicants will be selected at random, but must first be in by Friday, May the 15th. They can be obtained by post from the Social Secretary, Government House, 11 Langton Hill, Pembroke, HM 13. Governor Ferguson could also be found this past Saturday at All Boys Point when the gunners of the Bermuda Regiment fired 4 gunshots in honor of the birth of a daughter for the Duchess of Cambridge. And now we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Bermuda have gone down by 5 wickets in their first ICC Americas 2020 tournament going on over in Indianapolis. Bermuda, taking on the host United States of America, won the toss and elected to bat. They scored 123 for 7 in their allotted 20 overs, with Christian Burgess the top scorer on 43 not out. David Hemp added 20, Jacoby Robinson chipped in with 11, and Captain Gennaro Tucker scored 10. In reply, the United States of America scored 125 for 5 in 19 overs. Opener Fahad Babar was their top scorer with 78 not out. Tucker was the pick of the Bermuda bowlers with 2 overs, 2 for 22, while Dion Stovall, Delray Rollins, and Justin Pitcher all grabbed a wicket each. The 2015 Belco Cup will see defending champion St. David's Cricket Club take on Willicotts on Saturday, May 16th at the Somerset Cricket Club, while Bailey's Bay will take on Southampton Rangers at Lord's in St. David's. The winners will meet on Sunday, May 17th at Lord's. Denton Williams, the Belco Chief Operating Officer, wanted to thank all those who have made it possible over the last 12 years.
We would once again like to extend our gratitude to Somerset Cricket Club and St. David's Cricket Club for hosting a 2-day event, which has been a success for the past 12 years, and we are sure this will continue. The opportunity to support the development of Bermuda's youth is something that Belco takes to heart, so we are pleased to continue to support the Bermuda Cricket Board's National Youth Academy, which will be the recipient of all entry fees and any additional donations. We encourage all fans to bring their families out on May 16th and 17th to come to enjoy the day, enjoy each other, and of course enjoy some great cricket. I have no doubt that this year's competition will be proved to be just as exciting as in previous years. So good luck to the competing teams, and may the best team win.
Several records fell during the 2015 School Relay Classic at the National Sports Center on Friday evening. The Paget Primary girls are the new record holders for the 400-meter race, clocking a time of 56.97. The Elliott Primary School boys are also the 400-meter race record holders with a time of 55.63. Breaking the tape in a record time of 4:54.60 during the girls' 1600-meter primary school race saw West Pembroke stand on top of the podium. The boys' 1600-meter middle school record was also broken on the night by Tian Tatum, who clocked a time of 3:55.12. Tyler Butterfield finished 13th in the 70.3 North American Championships event in Utah on Saturday, clocking a time of 4 hours, 3 minutes, and 50 seconds, this after suffering a broken chain during the bicycle course. Meanwhile, Tyler Smith and Erica Hawley competed at the America's Junior Triathlon Championships in Monterrey, Mexico. Smith finished 15th, crossing the line in a time of 55.44, while Hawley finished 35th, clocking a time of 1:07.53. Alex Pilgrim finished 20th while competing in the 2015 East Coast Triathlon Festival in Richmond, Virginia. Soon-to-be married couple Jose Miranda and Tamika Williams are the 2015 Sir Stanley Burgess 5K male and female champions. Miranda clocked a winning time of 17:26, with Daniel Maguire finishing in second in a time of 17:52, and Jemai Lattimore finished third, clocking a time of 17:53. Williams picked up the female title when she crossed the line 5th overall for a time of 19:29. Bonnie Mills was the second female finisher and 12th overall with a time of 22:08. And finishing one spot back was the third female finisher, Fiona Lyons, clocking 22:21. The Bermuda Bicycle Association's Tokyo Millennium Road Race started and finished at John Smith Bay, where 4 riders broke away from a chasing pack in the Adult A division, with Shaquan Richardson able to hold off the group and take the line honors, clocking a time of 1:48.25.9. Sarah Burnett was able to hold off the challenge of Karen Smith, winning the women's division. Burnett crossed the line in a time of 1:23.09.7, with Smith clocking 1:23.09.9. In the Adult B division, Lewis Martins clocked a winning time of 1:35.19.8, while Ricky Smith clocked 1:20.52.9 on his way to winning the Adult C division. Alex Bordage won the Junior A division with a time of 1:07.01.1. Meanwhile, Dominique Mayo was back in action, competing in the Open Circuit 115-kilometer race in Belgium, where he finished 20th in a chasing pack behind the leaders. 97 riders went to the start line, with Mayo finishing with an identical time to the 19th place finisher of 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 59 seconds. Bermuda have finished 7th during the NORSECA Continental Cup Volleyball Women's Zone Phase in Antigua. Bermuda was being represented by Lisa LeBlanc, Rebecca White, Stacey Dorish, and Vicky Stevenson. Bermuda finished with a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. I'm Earl Basden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Tuesday, May the 5th, it will be sunny to partly cloudy. Winds will be northeasterly, light to moderate, varying easterly by noon, then gradually varying southeasterly and light during the evening. We're expecting a high near 73 and a low near 65. This weather forecast is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thank you for watching VSB News Online for Monday, May the 4th. I'm Charles Webb.